How's everybody doing out there today, brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens? How y'all doing? Say, I just wanted to do a brief little introduction, and this one here is it's called Made in Murder. The reason why I'm coming to you with this is because we've been doing a lot of things about human beasts, asking you guys to get that video and look at it, study and show yourself approved. Um, the Europeans only been here for 4,000 years. As you know, I'm a writer and I do a lot of notes. Always do notes. Made in Murder, and this one is the European, and it's called Jacob or Yaku, or The Making of the Devil, or The Human Beast. This one's not going to be that long because what I'm doing is just preparing you guys for Agatha and Shambhala when Eddie and I, under the city lights with Eddie Dynamite, when we bring this out this week. By the way, he's back off of vacation, him and his wife, so they enjoyed themselves. Um, when I get ready to do this, Agatha and Shambhala, it's going to be about an hour and a half long because I have to break a lot of stuff down. And it's going to be including epigenetics, DNA, such as this little speak that I'm going to, podcast, I should say, that I'm going to speak with you guys briefly about today. Who was Yaku? His name is Yaku. He's Jacob in the Bible. And Made in Murder, so that you'll understand what's going on. And you guys need to go and get the Yaku videos. You got white people, Europeans, that is breaking down to you about a black man being the white man's, the European, the human beast father. And how they did it, they break it down about the island of Pilon over there by Turkey. And when was Yaku born? 6,600 years ago. And he lived in Agatha, but he's from two tribes. He's from the Torah, which is Teros. And he's from the Dolkan. I'm going to spell it out to you. Dunaakil. Those two tribes mixed. On the City Lights with Eddie Dynamite, we were showing you guys some of the pictures of some of the beings and how they looked down in Agatha. Remember, Shambhala is just the capital. Shambhala is the capital of Agatha, just like we have capitals up here, so above, so below. Speaking on states and areas, territories. They came here, a lot of the beings that do live in Agatha came here as refugees. Some of them were banned, and refugees from wars. They had an evil war in the galactic universe up there, and the galactic wars were the ones that brought a lot of refugees and a lot of people. I haven't looked into this deeply, but had started the wars were also banned. Yaku species came from the constellation of the star constellation of Kuluubu, which is spelled Kuluub. And we're going to just do a little bit of talk about Yakub and how it all started, on how he extracted the white race, the European, out of the black race. He had 6,000 followers, 60,000 followers. And they were exiled from one of the places over there in Africa. And during the exile, they had 60,000 followers. And he had wrote a book called Tricknology. And a lot of people during that particular time picked up on his speeches and stuff like that and started to follow him. He ended up with 60,000, so during that time, when he was extracting the human beast, the European, out of the black people, they had been, like I said, been banded or exiled to the island of Pelon. And that's in the Bible. John, ZZB's son, one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, he was also on the island of Pelon. And that's when the 7 stars or the 7 angels came to him and gave him the revelation. He the one that wrote the book in the Bible, Revelations. It's deep. So you could pick up also in Revelations some of the twisted stories on what went on the island of Pelon and stuff like that. And then they go into a lot of other stuff. But getting back to Yakub, I told you where he was from when he was born. The mixture of the two species. So let's just talk a little bit about how Yakub did this, how he bought the human beast, and how I come up with the subject made in murder. During this time, a lot of black babies, lots of them, hundreds of thousands, were thrown overboard, or either had a needle stuck in their head doing this extraction, DNA altering, bringing out the brown gene that's in the black man and woman. So you got to remember, we have 2 genes inside of us. We're the only species on Earth that have 2 genes inside of us, a black and a brown gene. So he would extract the brown gene, but when they did come out black, they stuck a needle in their head and told the mother that they had stillborns or whatever, or the baby died hours later. And then that's how they started extracting out of the black woman when she was having the kids. And during this time, of course, they came up with the brown baby. And then they would take this brown baby and mate with another brown baby. And then they would come up with the red baby. And then after they got through extracting the brown baby, they married them, or they had them fertilize each other, male and female. And then they come up with the yellow baby. I remember now, they're not keeping the black baby. And so since there's 2 genes in the black man and woman, it's still going to be a black baby popping up. So all through these 600 years, they was killing blacks. this is how I want to share this story with you. Doing all of these extractions and throwing black babies overboard. This European, as he come up from the yellow baby, albinism or whatever you want to call it, during this time, um, they still, which like I say, every now and then a black baby gonna pop up because this is where it all started from. This is how I mean that he was made in murder. And this is the reason why all through the years you see them against black women and black men because they were made in murder to kill the black from the genetic slicing and from this process of 600 years until they came out with the albinism or the European of the making of the devil. Elijah Muhammad calls it Farrakhan, uh, also call it that. But if you look at the story of Yaqub, these are Europeans telling Europeans who made them, how they got here, and a black man is your God named Yaqub or Jacob in your Bible. So it's just one of those stories that you need to kind of go into. We're going to give you a lot of information and more information on Yaku down through the different podcasts that we're going to be doing. We're going to also do one unearthing our ancestors. So I'm kind of going to wrap this up because I just wanted to explain to you guys, and you have to start studying, man, sister. You have to start studying these things to get this spiritual war that we're having inside of your mind so you know the weapons that it takes to fight this spiritual war that we're in. And as you know, the spiritual war is also turned into a physical war, so you better get ready. Some this physical war, of course, you gotta have weapons, guns, whatever you got, AKs. Just prepare yourself. But the most important thing about this war is the spiritual war on how they're starting to introduce racism and how some of these white supremacy groups, which is very inferior to black people and the black woman and the black man, because they were made in murder. So inside of their minds, inside of their spirits, you are less than them. And they really want to save their race. Like I told you before, it's only 8% of Europeans on Earth, besides Japanese, Chinese, East Indians, Africans, black. I mean, there's billions and billions of us, and there's 7 to 8 billion people on Earth, and they only make up 8% of those 7 to 8 billion. That's not a lot. I explained to you before. If you go in a classroom and there's 40 people in there, and you got Chinese, Japanese, East Indians, black people inside of that classroom, and then there's 40. They might be only 3 white people. This is the same thing that we're dealing with on Earth when you look at the population of the European. But I want you guys to start studying, and I want you guys to start understanding that this is a spiritual war. This man was made in murder. This is the reason why all across America, even in Israel, the ghetto over there. I was looking at that over there on TV, and this black Israelite, he was a soldier, ex-soldier, still active in the military, and 2 white polices Israelis, European Israelis saw him and they actually murdered him right on TV, right in front of everybody. Uh, and they had a big uproar over there about this. This happened years ago. You can also bring it up on the internet, but they're killing black people all across because the Jews, the Russians, the Germans, the Americans, whether you're in Paris, the British, they're still part of Yahu's devil race, made in murder. They just spread it out. Like I said, it's not that many of them, only about 8-9% of them on earth. So you have to start studying. You guys do your due diligence when it comes to studying stuff. Get down, get it done. Start looking all this stuff up that Eddie and I is telling you on the City Lights with Eddie Dynamite Universal Conscious Awareness. Start looking all this stuff up so that you can start uh, understanding when we start going deep into unearthing our ancestors. The podcast of Agatha and Shambhala. We're going to do one on epigenetics. We're going to start breaking a lot of stuff down. So I want you guys to start studying. I want you guys to start going into the validity of some of these different subjects that you hear us talking about on internet, Instagram, and whatever other social medias that Eddie is putting us on. So he's doing a lot of that. He's taking us to the social medias and stuff like that. I'm just here to kick it with you guys so that you guys are starting to understand it. The first thing you got to do is start studying. You have to get out of this bullshit about what these rappers are doing and who went to jail, who's screwing who. Don't let your spirit start depleting. Don't let your spirit fall to the wayside. Pick it up. Get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding inside of you and embrace it. Peace out. One love.